All right, so this is Monhegan Island. This is where I grew up, and we're gonna do a little bit of fishing off the coast here. We're about 12 miles off the coast of Maine, maybe just a little over a quarter mile off from Monhegan, which is straight ahead there. That's Manana over there. My dad's got a little house there. That's where I grew up. Something just broke water right next to us, small. We're gonna cruise around for a little bit, see if we can find some fish. We are currently in 113 feet of water, 114 feet of water. And I'm thinking we're gonna head over that way a little bit. What time is it? It is 4:42. So we're gonna head over that way a bit, see if we see any fish, come around the backside of Manana, back into the harbor, and call it a day. We've been out all day already. I lost my remote control. I didn't lose it. It fried on me. Second day on my trip, so I had to do a quick rewire, and I'm running manual. Alright, so this took a lot longer for me to get to the follow-up than I had thought, sorry. I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough of what worked and what didn't work. The first thing that did not work was my wireless remote control. A wire inside it broke, and I soldered it back together on the fly. I was out on an island, so it I had limited resources while I was there. It didn't work. I ended up having to manually on and off the whole time I was there. That worked fine. In hindsight, not only because of the wire broke, but because the batteries are kind of a pain in the butt, I would go with a wired version, and I plan on doing the wired version with another plug similar to this plug here. I'll put one over here, and that's where the remote control will plug into. There's no reason for another battery. You know, we've already got a battery. The steering worked no problem. This thing literally spins around in circles, turns on a dime. These are pretty good. The trolling motor is a lot more weight than just the rudder was, so these are a little. I notice when I'm pushing on them, I try and keep my foot and the pressure as close to the side as possible, because I feel there's a lot of torque when I'm out here on the edge. But it's fine. I know they make a hand steering version that mounts up here somewhere. I don't think I need that yet until these fail, but for now they seem pretty good. They're not too bad. Let's see, moving back. Seat was awesome, everything here was awesome. Anchor trolley worked great. I actually lost the anchor I don't know, maybe 1 week into it. It got hung down. I couldn't get it up, so I cut it off, but it worked great. The anchor trolley was awesome. Using the sea anchors was great. Kept me right where I wanted to be. Slowed my drift down a lot. Let's see what else. Most of my problems were right about here. Here. These are not waterproof. This guy here leaks. This is the plug for the trolling motor. Water was getting down in here steadily, and I think this one leaks too. Look, but I'm not sure. So these two plugs here, this is not a good place for them. When in a lake, it is fine. when I was trying this out in the lake, it was no problem. But in the ocean, you get waves over this all the time, and there's always water in here. It's running out the scuppers. It's designed to be that way. That's why you have scupper holes right there. These need to be higher up. If I put them up here on the sides, like up high, that would be better. Which is what I'm probably gonna do, is move these over there. It's pretty easy to weld this plastic. I mean, here, right here, you can see that right there. I used to have a disconnect, one of the, you know, the red cables that clip onto you in case you fall out of the boat. I had one here, decided I didn't need it, and I just sealed over that hole. What I use is the piece of plastic that I cut out from here. I've saved, and I've just been using that plastic and just welding it back in with a torch. It's quite easy. This hatch also leaks, so all three of these were leaking. Luckily, I had installed the bilge pump, which comes right out through here. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little brass pipe that's threaded from the inside in there that the bilge pump connects to, and that thing definitely got a workout. A lot of water, but the bilge pump kept up with it. The charging system, I don't have the panels on there now because we're in for the winter, but that worked pretty well. I mean, I was on the island for 2 weeks. I had to bring the battery in 2 nights to charge it. Basically, I would hit the beach at the end of the day, and I'd be at about 10.5, 11 volts. I'd be like 13.5 when I would go out the next day, and it was pretty constant. We had a couple overcast days, had a massive squall came through and just blew sand everywhere. I don't know if you can see it, but there's still sand all over this damn boat. Like, it was sandblasted, basically. This whole system worked great. This is what the salt water will do to it. In hindsight, this should be made out of stainless steel. No reason not to. I'm not set up to weld stainless right now. I can. I just wasn't. I think I actually used flux core when I did this, and it's not for stainless. Let's see what else. That's basically the only problems I had with the boat was the leaking in the back. Now, another thing, if I was to do this again, the most important thing that I would change would be this right there. I would not do this on an 11.5. This same build on a 13.5 would be awesome. Much less water in the back. The weight is dispersed over a much larger area, obviously, and it would just work better. You see how close you sit. You got about 200 pounds here, and then you got all your cargo right here. There's a lot of weight in the very back of this damn boat. You're set up pretty much the same in a 13, but you've got 2 more feet off the back here, pretty much. I mean, it actually might be a little bit, might be like a foot difference, but either way, you got more weight to the back. Like when you're sitting in this boat here, and you got to turn to pull some seaweed out of the prop or something. I mean, you're leaning over here. You've got a lot of weight, all your cargo and whatever you weigh. Me, I'm about 180 something right here. When I'm leaned over here, this is underwater. The water is just literally sloshing right over here. So it's not ideal. So I would definitely have gone with a bigger boat. What else? Let's see. I'm gonna walk over here and we can take a look at the motor, see how it held up. It held up great. There was no problems with the motor. Here's the motor right here. Let's see. It's scuffed up a little bit. I don't think this is the saltwater version. I'm pretty sure this is a freshwater. I believe the saltwaters with the Minn Koters are white. I'm not sure on that, but I mean, you can see connections all held up. I had no problem with this motor. No problem at all. So that is my follow-up. I also have some footage of being on the water, which I will either attach to this depending on how long it is, or post as a separate standalone. All right, at some point, I'm sorry I forgot this in the beginning, but somebody had asked about extending the transducer down, so for side imaging sonar or bottom readers. So this is what I had done. I think I mentioned it, but I don't know if I ever got a good picture of it. So these are two-piece. This is well, basically I bought I think it was a 1x4 PVC trim board from Home Depot, and I cut it to match. This is the extender that came with the transducer, right? But it wasn't enough. I need to come down another 1.5 inches to get it where I need to be. So I took 2 layers. I bought one board, cut it 2 pieces, used this as a router guide, and just used a router with a bottom routing bit and just zoom and just, you know, perfectly matched it. And then I've got layers of 5200 at all the layers. And the thing is watertight. I mean, when you're in the water, I think the water level's right about here somewhere, and there was no problem. No problem. I'm sorry, you probably couldn't see that. I think water level's right about here when you're in the water, and it didn't leak at all. The thing is watertight. It works great. So that's that.